sisters, we have to march today because the enemy wants to make us into a puppet show.
I'm an African and I need to restore my identity, my culture, my language.
Organize, sit down, reason and talk.
It's that time again for another WhatsApp reflection, where I put together some of the WhatsApp posts that I've received from you. The topic of this WhatsApp reflection is service. And what I'd add to that description of service is service to your community. The 1st of August 2020 was the reparations march in Brixton. But before I get into that, I want to give a little reassurance about the transition of Brixton. Yes, Brixton has been gentrified, or is being gentrified, but it still has some cultural swagger that is unique to Brixton. Food, clothing, budding entrepreneurs, and a resilient sense of blackness that is infectious. Returning back to the topic of service.
Very.
We never asked to move here with your precious new white people, Granddad.
Didn't ask? Well, you didn't ask for us to be attacked by dogs and fire hoses so you can live here, but we did it anyway.
Here he go again with the dogs and the fire hoses.
We were attacked by dogs and fire hoses.
Were you attacked?
I don't know what difference that makes.
Because it's like the whole generation tries to take credit for what happened to some people. The whole generation tries to take credit for what happened to some people.
The same can be said about some members of the black community in a post-George Floyd world.
Drop the mic.
We all have things to do in which we could invest our time. As many of you know, I'm an Arsenal fan, and I could have watched Arsenal mash up Chelsea on the 1st of August. But instead of watching my beloved team, I answered the call for service.
Black, British, bikers, we want you to come out in your numbers.
And so, with my wife on the back of my motorbike, we headed to Brixton.
But black people are not supposed to have our own politics. Brothers and sisters, we have to march today because the enemy wants to make us into a puppet show. To hear me. Many of us don't understand what people like me have to go through to stand up and talk the way I do. But my life is threatened. But I love my family, just like you If Malcolm X could die for this, if Noble Drew Ali could die for this, if Patrice Lumumba could die for this, if Steve Biko could die for this, then who am I to be a coward or a punk and go along to get along? This is Sister Jendai. Come, sister. It's another hard-working black woman sacrificing year in, year out for black people.
I'm an African, and I need to restore my identity, my culture, my language, my history. Reparations is the restoration of nation. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not about money. It's not about personal business. It's not about just economics or politics. We have lost much, much more than any compensation could pay for. My ancestors' life is priceless! Priceless! My ancestors' contribution to building up the global north under the system of global white supremacy is priceless. You could never compensate me for that. We have to dismantle the system. That is what reparations mean. It doesn't mean being more comfortable under the system. We have to fight to restore our nation, our sovereignty, our peoplehood. It is liberty or death. We really have to get to grips with the struggle and the fight ahead of us. One day I'll make it. One day I'll make it. When our ancestors living in resistance and rebellion, when our people in Africa are having to resist and rebel and protect their lands and fight for their livelihoods. Okay, we are coming down. Assume a posture of reverence, brothers and sisters. That is one key demand of the Stop the Maangamizi We Charge Genocide Ecocide campaign. And if we don't get that commission, who feel it, I gonna know it.
Now I need my black supporters to bring back what Granny taught us. My black supporters to bring back what Granny taught us. My black supporters to bring back what Granny taught us.
Explain to them why it's an absolute necessity that as a people who need to make an impact in relation to the injustice that we continue to suffer, it's necessary for us to have this lockdown to draw attention, because what you are all experiencing at the moment is what's called rank hypocrisy. When you hear Boris Johnson and all of these demons with disguised fangs for teeth, allowing the words Black Lives Matter to drip from their slimy mouth, because it's become a slogan to pacify black people. But if black lives really matters, then reparations is on the table. We don't want no platitudes. You gotta step up today, white man, and deal with reparations. Because we as a people have suffered
suffered enough. No, sir, I'm busy now. You will wait now. Tired of coming to your beck and call, police. So, we told the police, and what they did was, they're very slick, they're like snakes. They smile and they pretend that they are. And by the way, I want you to hear this, what I'm about to say to you. Because many of us have been hoodwinked, we've been miseducated, we've been fooled about the Englishman. Oh, thank you. The Englishman who is the gentleman. Could you open that, please? I want you to know, brothers and sisters, it's very sad what has happened to black people. They have conned us into believing that we are thugs and vagabonds and criminals and thieves and welfare scroungers and lowlives and second and third and no-class citizens. Brothers and sisters, I want to explain something to you. The number one gentleman on the planet is the black man. You are looking at the gentleman, the man that you cannot find one weapon, one gun with our name on it. Our name is not Uzi. Our name is not Thompson. Our name is not Smith & Wesson. Our name ain't on no weapon. But there's a man who masquerades as the gentleman. But he's a tricky man. And so he smiled with us and we reasoned and we negotiated. And then at the last minute, he switched. That's what he does, he switches. And then he dropped this thing on us, said, oh, we're issuing you with a section 14, which essentially means you're under these restrictions. Our demonstration, our peaceful, lawful demonstration is now under police guidance. So it's no longer our demonstration. They're going to dictate to the person who has been raped how she must react to the rapist. This is how they think they can continue to treat us in 2020. So we said no, we need to make a demonstration in Brixton. And so we came this morning. Unfortunately, the vast majority of our people, and to all of our white allies, to all of the white people who are members of Extinction Rebellion, who came out here today to support us, we salute you. We salute you. We honor you. We respect you. Because you're not offering us platitudes. You're coming with some concrete action. You're putting your action where your mouth is. And we thank Extinction Rebellion for your testicular fortitude. Yeah, they got balls. These are some white people with balls.
Real balls, some real balls.
Many of our people never showed up. And when we don't show up to our own party, somebody else takes advantage. And so the police started strutting. Their chests grew high. Because they know, because they're cowards, by the way. Because if there were 3 or 4 or 5,000 of us here or 10,000 of us here, they'd be like church mouse. Quiet! But when they think they've got you outnumbered, then they start strutting. Because they got CS gas and they got long-handled batons and they got handcuffs and they got tasers and they got all of these weapons for a coward It's a cowardly way. And undercover people among us. Look, brothers and sisters, we couldn't do what we wanted to do today, which would have been absolutely beautiful, would have been absolutely peaceful, would have been absolutely essential, because we call it groundings because we wanted to reason. And Sister Esther is going to reason with you in a minute as well. We wanted to reason with you, we wanted to talk about where we've been, where we are, where we're going. We wanted to try and bridge the gap between us and these youngsters, because the future belongs to them. And if what we're doing today is not about them, then it's about vanity. Vanity! If it's not about them, it's about vanity. And many of our young people are angry with us today because they don't see no platform from which they can launch themselves, which we built. And every generation of black people have to start again from the beginning, because we don't build nothing for our people. I'm gonna close now. We came down here to prove a point to the police that we did intend to occupy the roads as a symbol of freedom, justice and equality, and our right to protest. We told them that we would come here and we would turn around and we would go back, because, by the way, they've put an 8 o'clock on this. They've put an 8 o'clock on this, but we said we would turn around, we would go back, and we would go to Windrush Square, and we would have our conversations, and we would close out from there. When we got down here, they're telling us, no, you can't go back. You gotta go that way. We said no. I know, brother. I know. But I'm saying, brothers and sisters, we're going back that way. We're going back that way. And we're going back that way peacefully, non-violently, with direct action. And if the beast wants to attack, let him attack. Just make sure you got your cameras out and capture the crime on film. So, brothers and sisters, when we get back to Windrush Square, we want to have another conversation. We do too much partying. We need to do some reasoning together.
Yes, man.
Please forgive me for my passion, but this is real. And unfortunately, brothers and sisters, we are in a lot of danger. There are some dangerous days ahead. And we must be a people who are together in order to ward off the danger. Because there are some hidden forces who have bad designs for us. And brothers and sisters, please, whatever you do, stay away from vaccinations. Stay away from vaccinations. So, I want to hand you over to my beautiful sister. By the way, this is one of the hardest working sisters in the United Kingdom on behalf of black people. I want you to hear my words, family. She is, bar none, the #1 advocate for black people in this country. And we must lend her our ear. When she has finished speaking, we want to roll around and we intend to go back to Windrush Square. Thank you for listening. Here's my sister, Sister Esther Stanford Jose.
Thank you. Greetings family. How's everyone doing? Don't we look beautiful? Do we not look beautiful? Everybody out. Thank you everyone for coming. I don't need to thank you, this is our day, but we know many didn't come. So I have to thank you.
Having been to other Black Lives Matter protests, this protest about reparations will remain with me for years. Why? Because melanated people are stars. That's why. And if you didn't make it for whatever reason, It's just too bad.
You see me, you know, I love my blackness, and I'm not apologizing for no guy. It don't mean I don't love you, it just means I love me more. See, when I touch road, black jacket, black crepes, black attitude. I jumped in the black Benz, I got the black combat gloves, knuckles them extended. Black ceramic thing on my wrist, it's a black mess. And the black jeans, black tee, black vest. Everybody loves this blackness, but then they stole my black culture, my black music, my black swagger. They put it in Foot Locker and tried to sell it back to us. That's why I blacked out Jay on some Black Pound Day. At the black business is the Black Pound way. You see Karen, she loved bashment in her black man days, but now she's in the park forgetting about her black man phase. To all my black queens, my black empress, my black mothers, you done already know about the loving her. Now I need my black supporters to bring back what Granny taught us and raise the next generation of black daughters. They gave us blacklist, blackmail, black at death. They whitewash history and use white for a wedding. They never taught my kids about no black inventors and how King Munsa was the richest man ever. And I mean ever, like ever. If he was alive now, he'd probably own the weather. Like, bada back down never, the plan's too clever. And me and Sasha's getting a million man to stand together as like, by the garrison, no comparison, I'm having them. This lyrical salacum's gonna dismantle them. Put the beat up as a challenge, keep on hammering. You don't change your system, I ain't changing my manners then. You don't wanna ramp with badder. If this badder getting mad, they're gonna need a whole army to bad him up. I've had enough. Bars up from the calf up. I'm just out here to finish what you started, cause it's been hard enough.
Organize